Here is the description of another 30 heads of the zone girdling the earth. They come under the zodiacal sign of Taurus. Their signs and seals have to be drawn in green color. Figure 55, Serap, 1 degree Taurus, is the first head of this sign. He informs the magician about the magic of sympathy which can be realized by the element of fire. As I have learned from personal experience with this head, he will introduce the magician to practices which are usually connected with the application of fluid condensers, which after having been transferred on blotting paper must be burnt. He likes to give the magician methodical instructions how to proceed with various magical practices for the making of friends, for the arousing of sensations of love, improving the power of propagation, etc. The magician may learn a lot from this head in this respect. Figure 56, Molar Beta, 2 degrees Taurus. If the magician wants to get into contact with this head, he will be taught by him how, by application of the electric fluid, in connection with the element of fire, various phenomena in nature, which are equivalent to miracles, can be caused. Molar Beta is a loyal guardian of the deep secret mysteries of sexual life which he will only reveal to the mature and ethically highly developed magician. Figure 57, Mams, 3 degrees Taurus, is an expert of the magical knowledge of plants. From this head the magician learns to recognize the various plants from the hermetic point of view, and is introduced by him into the art of bringing about various effects by applying plants in a magical manner. Mams draws the magician's attention to various plants which can be used as incense material and which can serve the magician well as an aid for various operations. Figure 58, Faluna, 4 degrees Taurus. This intelligence is a very great friend of human beings, and helps the magician, should he want it, to wealth. It gives him various instructions how to make from plants certain substances which are able to preserve his body, or even to make it younger and more resistant against inharmonious influences, diseases and the like. Faluna is an excellent instructor for the production of spagyric substances which can be gained from certain plants. Figure 59, Nazi, 5 degrees Taurus, can give the magician good advice, either by himself or by his subordinates, on how he can make his life agreeable and full of pleasure by various improvements. Nazi tells the magician how to increase his income, and helps the magician to improve his position in life either by himself or by his servants. He is regarded as a perfect master of the making of pleasure and earthly happiness. Figure 60, Conioli, 6 degrees Taurus. This head is an excellent mathematician and an expert in the knowledge of numbers. The magician is initiated into astroquabala by this intelligence. Conioli knows how to express mathematically in numbers any power, faculty, realization etc. and, vice versa, how to explain to the magician any number in respect of its influences and qualities. Apart from this, Conioli teaches the magician how to make, from the magic point of view, practical use of the knowledge gained. Figure 61, Carubot, 7 degrees Taurus. If the magician is a writer, this head may assist him by intuition and inspiration with proposals and projects for literary use and distinguished style. Magicians dealing with fairy tales, legends, sagas and the like, find in Carubot an excellent initiator. Figure 62, Jajari, 8 degrees Taurus, 2, is a very great initiator, especially for writers on occultism, since he knows very well how to inspire the magician so that he is able to reproduce occult powers, effects, laws etc. in the form of novels. Many magicians who have published novels dealing with occultism may have been inspired by this intelligence without having been aware of it. On the other hand, Jajari is also able to explain to the magician all occult novels, events etc. in respect of the universal laws and the laws of cause and effect on the mental, astral and physical plane, either personally or by his servants, or by intuition. Figure 63, Oronel, 9 degrees Taurus, gives information on occult aids, auxiliary methods etc. which may contribute to the development of various mental, astral and physical faculties. Oronel also reveals to the magician by which manner he can acquire any certain faculty. Such aids are mainly rites, formulae or gestures, as I know from own former practical experience with this head. If the magician stays in contact with Oronel for a longer period of time, he can make provisional notes on all magical aids, which are revealed to him by way of intuition by this head. Figure 64, Concario, 10 degrees Taurus, is an excellent master and teacher in respect of moon magic. He draws the magician's attention to the various influences of the moon and the 28 stations of the moon, furthermore how these may have mental, astral, or physical effects on the zone girdling the earth as well as on our physical world, and how practical use can be made of them. Concario explains to the magician the synthesis of the astrological magic of the moon. Figure 65, Dosum, 11 degrees Taurus, is a very good initiator into occultism, especially hypnotism, medical magnetism, etc. From this head the magician learns how to apply correctly hypnosis regarding spirit, soul and body. If the magician wants Dosum to place any of his servants at his disposal, these servants will do all relevant operations and bring about the effects according to the magician's desire. These powers and faculties, however, must never be used for ignoble purposes, for otherwise the magician would get connected with the contra-genius. In order to prevent any misuse of intelligences and beings, I have desisted from mentioning in this work the intelligences and heads of the zone girdling the earth which represent the negative qualities. There are as many negative heads as there exist heads with good and positive qualities. Figure 66, Galago, 12 degrees Taurus, instructs the magician how, by impregnation of his aura, his magical space, by means of the electric fluid and the elements of fire, he can magically secure honor, esteem, dignity, friendship and love, etc. Figure 67, Pagulds, 13 degrees Taurus, is an excellent initiator into all the aspects of the magic of nature. If the magician gets into touch with this head, he learns from him how to get going, by natural means, various powers, how to bring about certain causes, effects which almost reach the unnatural. At the magician's special request this head will reveal to him by which means he can bring about various phenomena of nature. For information I mention here that the contra-genius is guardian of the secrets of various sorcery projects of the magic of nature. Figure 68, Professor, 14 degrees Taurus, renders the magician professional assistance and inspires him to improve his professional situation. If, for instance, the magician is a businessman, this head will help him, through his employees, to get more customers, etc. Professor is very polite and is always pleased to help the magician in any respect whatsoever on the physical plane. In the kingdom of gnomes this head is very much respected, and gnomes like to serve the magician if they have been told by Professor to do so. Figure 69, Romani, 15 degrees Taurus, being an excellent initiator, he can inform the magician how to make money easily and quickly, providing divine providence approves of it, by wins, bets, speculations, etc. Romani also knows where to find hidden treasures, and if he thinks it wise he can tell the magician their exact location. However, this head knows very well, whether or not the assistance which he is to give the magician is permissible from the karmic point of view. If he should not give the magician the assistance he wants, he will tell the magician so during his first evocation and will only assist him as much as he is permitted by divine providence without burdening the karma of the magician. The magician should know that sometimes wealth, riches and surplus money may be great hindrances on the way to perfection. Figure 70, Dardo, 16 degrees Taurus, has the power to awaken in the magician various talents, for instance talents in art, literature or other, by suitable practices, rituals and the like, or, if the magician has the disposition for certain talents, to develop these quickly. If, for instance, the magician wants to make a career as an artist, he will find in this head the initiator and assisting friend that he needs. Figure 71, Uberim, 17 degrees Taurus, initiates the magician into the use of various means for the blazing up of love and friendship, and he can give the magician many methods and instructions in this respect. At the same time the magician receives from this head detailed instructions for the manufacture of amulets of love and friendship. Ubram can also charge amulets and talismans for this purpose, either by himself or by his servants, should the magician request it. Figure 72, Majlusha, 18 degrees Taurus, gives the magician various instructions on how to operate magically with the elements of the air and of water in the mental, astral and physical plane, and how he can make use of these two powers to reach various goals. Majlusha is a master of these two elements, and his practices he only reveals to the mature and genuine magician. The magician can learn much from this head in respect of fluids and their application for various purposes. Figure 73, Chardale, 19 degrees Taurus, is a true guardian of agriculture, and, in general, he inspires not only the magician in this physical world, but also all those people that have to do with agronomy, agrochemistry, agricultural improvements and the like. If the magician is a farmer, he can learn from this head how he can improve his soil either by normal means or in an occult manner in order to effect an accelerated growth of his plants. Furthermore, how by the radiations of various chemical products he can increase the productivity of his soil in respect of quality and quantity. He also draws the magician's attention to various labor methods and instructs him how to achieve a better growing of natural products by the help of the electromagnetic fluid, or the elements, or quabalistic methods. By the assistance of Chardale or his servants the magician is able to get almost phenomenal results in agriculture. Figure 74, Chiragi, 20 degrees Taurus. This head is a marvelous inspirer of technical inventions for agricultural and forestry purposes. If the magician gets into contact with Chiragi, he can acquire much experience by this intelligence or by its servants in the above-mentioned fields. Figure 75, Hagos, 21 degrees Taurus, is a master of the magic of polarization and electric fluid. He instructs the magician how to bring about an accelerated growth of plants by the magic of polarization in connection with the electric fluid. How, for instance, he has to proceed in order that a seed which has just been planted grows into a tree with fruits within an hour. Fakirs who are able to grow a tree from a seed within an hour, this miracle is known in India as the so-called true miracle of the mango tree, do this by means of their knowledge of the magic of polarization and of the electric fluid. Such a thing is no secret for the magician, and I have already mentioned in Initiation into Hermetics that this phenomenon is brought about by the application of the electromagnetic fluid, by the application of the magic of polarization. I mention this here because the magician may be enabled by Hagos or his servants to create the same phenomenon. Figure 76, Hyla, 22 degrees Taurus, can help the magician acquire a clear mind, good power of judgment, sagacity and cleverness through the channels of high intuition and inspiration. He can help the magician, either personally or by one of his servants, with various affairs, for instance, with examinations in diverse fields of science in this physical world, and more of that sort. Figure 77, Kamalo, 24 degrees Taurus, is, apart from having other faculties and ranges of effectivity, very well acquainted with the secrets of mineral compounds and their occult application, and he guards these secrets well. Above all, he informs the magician about the analogies of various metals to the spheres, powers, individual spirits etc., and how these powers can be magically made use of in the mental, astral and physical world. If requested by the magician, he will reveal a number of formulae for the making of fluid condensers, and also for the true electromagicum which is used for various purposes, thus for instance, for the manufacture of a magic mirror, wand etc. Naturally, the magician also learns from this head in which manner these fluid condensers are to be charged for magical use and various purposes in the zone girdling the earth and in our physical world. Figure 78, Balto, 25 degrees Taurus, informs the magician on the various kinds of work in mines. He supervises the gnomes of the underworld of our planet and knows about all the subterranean waters and doors. He can also give the magician information on volcanoes and tell him the exact moment of their eruptions. Besides this, Balto can give him methods and instructions on how to use magically, for the most various purposes, the currents existing below the surface of the earth. If requested, he will introduce to the magician the art of working with a divining rod and the appliance of the Sideric pendulum regarding its faculty for finding electromagnetic currents, as well as a great number of other things of this nature. Figure 79, Camarian. 23 degrees Taurus. By this head the magician will be informed of the magic relations between the various kinds of food from the point of view of health and the harmony of the body. Camarian instructs the magician which food he should choose, whether fruits or prepared compound meals, in order to adhere to the occult laws of analogies. Through the channels of intuition and inspiration the magician is revealed by Camarian how foods and meals are to be charged, what fluid, electric or magnetic, is to be used, or what elements have to be employed to bring about a certain effect on the mental, astral or physical body. He is an excellent inspirer with regard to diet, especially in respect of diseases of any kind, i.e. disharmonies of body, soul and spirit. He is always prepared to give the magician his assistance. Figure 80, Amalami, 26 degrees Taurus. This high inspirer is regarded as the cosmic languages teacher. By him the magician is instructed how to use Quabala, that is the cosmic language with reference to the physical world. Amalami initiates the magician into many formulae and tantras, and, at the same time, teaches him how to dynamize these in order to bring about effects by force of the Akasha principle in the mental, astral and physical world. I shall make mention in my third work entitled The Key to the True Quabala of some formulae, methods and the like, which this head has permitted me to publish. Figure 81, Gajasan, 27 degrees Taurus. This head is regarded, in the zone girdling the earth, as a universal philosopher. By intuition he makes the magician comprehend all religious systems of this physical world of the past and the present, as well as their true legality. The magician who is a friend of this head can learn a great deal from him and get to the bottom of any religious system that he wants to scrutinize from the Hermetic point of view, and find the universal laws effective in it. At the same time he realizes to what extent universal laws have been hidden, veiled or misunderstood, and may correct these errors from the philosophical point of view for his personal use. Philosophy of religion will teach him how to separate the chaff from the wheat. If the magician contacts Gajasan often, he will soon see that from the days of yore all religious systems have been following the universal laws like Ariadne's thread, and that up to the present day these laws are more or less strongly manifested in any religious system. Figure 82, Gara Army, 28 degrees Taurus. This head could rightly be called the teacher of cosmic universal physics. He makes the magician understand the cosmic powers, their analogies and their legality in nature, and teaches him how to control them. Gara Army can reveal to the magician many metaphysical and metapsychic secrets in regard to nature. Phenomena that have become clear to the magician in their causes and effects due to his growing knowledge of cosmic powers do not leave him in any doubt, and he not only finds the correct explanation for any natural phenomenon, looking at it from the Hermetic angle, but, depending on his personal maturity, he is able to bring about such phenomena by himself. A true magician, however, will never dare to cause any chaos by magical operations of this sort, for he would only heavily burden his karma by doing so. Figure 83, Kalamos, 29 degrees Taurus, can reveal to the magician excellent methods for the grafting of plants in our physical world. But since he has a great affection for the sea and the lives in the sea, he can, apart from that, name the magician special magical methods by which he gets under his power and controls everything that lives in the water. Kalamos can inform the magician of magic spells which will calm the rough sea, and also teach him how to protect himself during voyages. In the case of danger, when a ship with a total crew is likely to sink, a magician who is in connection with Kalamos will always be able to find a way for the rescue. If the magician requests it, Kalamos will also place at his disposal elemental beings of the sea, or he will instruct him how to get into contact with beings of the sea. Undines, dwelling near lonely beaches, and all subterranean beings highly esteem this head of the zone girdling the earth, and meet him with the greatest possible awe, fulfilling at once anything that he may order or desire. Figure 84, Sapasani, 30 degrees Taurus, like Kalamos, is an excellent master of the magic of water. All being living in the water and all elemental beings obey this head. His special knowledge is connected with the use of sea salt for purposes and operations of alchemy and magic. The magician is informed by Sapasani how he can get into touch with water beings in a sympathetic manner by using a small punch of sea salt, how he can make useful, for various purposes, the powers of the elemental beings of the sea, and he is initiated into many other practices by this head of the zone girdling the earth.